What's up, y'all? So this came across my timeline. It's by a channel called Real Talk with Yanni or Yini, and as you see here, she posted a picture, and he said something wrong with black men collectively. No, so I'm assuming. I guess she had a made a video saying that. I'll go through her channel and see if that's the case. But first, I want to focus on the comment I put and then the response I kept getting. Um, Somebody said yes. And then she responded with, "You say that with your own life at risk. Interesting. I wonder if young Dolph was still here if he would say the same thing." Now, she captioned it with, "The more y'all stay in denial, the more y'all die at the hands of another black man. It's not my problem to worry about just an observation. You are not safe in your own neighborhood, but don't think collectively there's a problem. Interesting." Now, I put where's my comment? I simply asked the question. I believe I was the first person to put a comment. And all I said was, what percentage of black men are like this? That stat would be a big help. The reason I said that and asked for the stat is because I prefer, when having these conversations, which I wish it was, for everybody to be on the same, the same line, for lack of a better term, the same line. Everybody have an understanding of what they're talking about, because as you see what you will see when I bring it up. All the replies is everybody kind of just went off into their own little thing and made their own little comments that had nothing to do with it. Now you can't eliminate that totally, but I would prefer to keep it from, minimize it. So let's get into it. Now, before I even read the replies, let's be very clear. We all know, if the people who've been here before, I'm not a black apologist, pro-black, none of that. I'm not pro-black. I'm not pro-black man. I'm not pro. I'm not just. I'm me, and then I go from there. So I even had a video complaining about the people up the block from me who are what? Black. They're black people. So how could I then turn around and all of a sudden just straight up just deny even having the conversation of, or collectively, there's collectively something wrong with black men? Keep in mind, that's the question. Is there something collectively wrong with black men? Which would be a lot of things put together, such as, do they go to jail for, violence, drugs, so on and so forth? The babies without having a job, all that stuff. So collectively. And Q Leslie says, where are the good men defending us? And then I'll jump down here to where I said, defending you in what? And she responds with, exactly. The fuck you mean exactly? Here's how she took that. She took that as for me to say, yeah, you're right. Finesse in what? You aren't. Skipping literally even having a response. But she said something else before that and said, 100, nearly, and let's not forget the few black men that uplift themselves, rush to get a white woman so they can uplift white people with their newfound money. When women say this, I don't think they understand what they're really, what they're de facto saying, and how this makes it stupid once they get cocky with it. If you want to say damn near 100% of black men, there's something wrong with them. Well, if you make it out as a black man to be at least something resemblance of successful, why would you get a black woman? Because that black woman has black men in her family, right? Or are you just going to meet the black woman who has all of the black men who are good, right? How many black women have you met that had their brother that comes to stay with them, fresh out of jail? That she has uncles, cousins, So think if you're going to say that black men collectively are not good or there's something wrong with them, then it would make sense that the one who doesn't bother with a black woman. You're making the point for that. Exactly, smartass. Main Karma says, let's dumb. I think she means not fool ourselves thinking this is not a reality in our communities. Every day, a black man is killed by another black man. We see it, we hear it, but we look the other way. The only time Black Lives Matter is when a white police officer killed a black man in all-out protesting, but why no protest for issues that decimate our communities? I really don't know how to take that. That I don't see the relevance in that. What is Black Lives Matter as an organization? So why would you bring that up here and not state the relevance, specifically why it's relevant to the question of, is there something collectively wrong with black men? Alrighty. Do the research and feedback if you really want to know. We listening. Why? Why? You wonder why we can't go anywhere or improve collectively? This. I'm going to just be an asshole because I want to be right and I want to be a smart ass, but not really have a conversation. Fuck you. I'm right. That's my new thing. Fuck you. I'm right. So, because why have the actual conversation, right? Take a look at any black community and answer your own question. NK215 says, and I responded, would it be fair if I went when I knew, I missed a punctuation there. If I went, well, maybe not. Would it be fair if I went when I knew most people wouldn't be home or in the house or outside the house? And this is just a smart ass remark back to this person because they didn't put in any effort, so neither did I. Because I can't go to I can go in the neighborhood that I live in that I complain about. I can go outside at a specific time and go, oh, look how awesome everybody is. Look, that lady's raking her lawn and that person's helping. Oh, beautiful. Like, you offered nothing with that. Again, just to be a smart ass. Where do we go? No fucking where. That's where. The creme de la creme of all the comments and responses that I got. Peace Freedom says, I like to ask you some rhetorical questions. How many of your male friends, family members, associates have baby mamas instead of wives? How many different babies mamas do they have? How many of them own their own businesses or have established stable careers? How many have degrees and technical certifications? How many are financially capable of providing a good quality of life in a safe neighborhood for a wife and children without anyone else's financial contribution? How many of them are mentally and emotionally stable enough to provide sound emotional support and guidance to their wives and children? How many consistently on a daily basis participate in the raising of their children? How many mentor young men in their community? How many are advocates? How many are focused on starting hospitals, corporations, banks, or are we working to get laws passed that benefit black men, women, and children? Essentially, how many are about the business of being grown, responsible men? I'm not expecting you to respond to me, but to ask yourself. No, I didn't even address the flip side of what the Black Male Collective is doing with their time. I asked her, where is it? I asked her why rhetorical, why not have the conversation? And she said, because I already know the likely answers. Our community is representative of the collective's truths. Whether the statistics are readily available and regardless of how much black men want to be in denial, you judge a tree by the fruit it bears. Men have roles and responsibilities in their families and community. There are individual black men who are living up to these responsibilities. However, as a collective, black men have failed. All we have to do is look at the state of black America to know that. You can't be a leader and blame your subordinates for the outcomes. Why she put that last sentence there? Because she wanted to immediately eliminate any possibility, which I wasn't going to go there. I was going to stick to the subject at hand, unless they kind of took it there. But she immediately wanted to eliminate to make sure that I couldn't say, hey, the community needs both participants, black men and black women. But the whole "you're the leader" immediately absolves her and people alike from any doing in this. So that's why she put that last sentence in there. So let's go back up to her original statement. Because it has, damn it, it has quite a bit of truth in it. It has some bullshit in it too, of course, but it has some truth in it. Let's go through the bullshit first. When she says, let's just go line by line so I don't get lost, okay? How many of my males that I know, period, that are actively involved in their children's lives, have baby mamas instead of wives? That's a good question. The answer to all of this, by the way, as everybody knows, is not very many. But then again, when you say baby mamas or wives, if you got somebody like me, and I'm not even pro-black, I would just tell women, stop giving men, period. If you want to say black men, period, not even just the certain ones, just period, stop giving them babies. Stop. They can't make you have the kid. So at some point, the whole baby mama things and not making you wives, we know that. We know we live in we live in a time in which we all promote this to be okay. And then we also, how long has this been an issue? In the free market, I can't, and other dudes try to, but I'm facing reality, which I can't tell these other men who are essentially, quote unquote, winning in the sexual marketplace to stop having kids. So if something is collectively wrong with us, how can we fix that if the people who are, again, quote unquote, winning in the now won't change anything? How many have several baby mamas? I couldn't answer that. I don't know. I'll just say quite a few. How many own their own business or have established stable careers? Okay. The own business part, I'm one of those people, I hate when people try to bring up own business as if that's like supposed to be the absolute proof that you have your shit together. Because we all know that if you get a skill and go work for somebody else, you can still make more money than a lot of people who have their own business or LLCs. Because what do a lot of people do? They just go around starting LLCs and businesses, and they just be bullshit businesses. I have my own business by collecting coupons and selling shit for a little less than retail. Like it's so easy to just say you have a business. And then by established stable careers, I'm assuming she means careers that pay above average. Because I'm sure if he had a established stable security job that pays for his, his apartment or home or whatever, she'd be like, nigga, no. So I'm assuming above average, I would say a few. How many have degrees or technical certifications? Well, see, and I forgot she said associates because people are hooped with our associates. I could be a smart ass because I go to Lifetime Fitness. It's one of those gyms that costs a minimum like about $100 on the cheap end every month to get into, and you'll see if you go that there are a lot of guys there who do quite well for themselves. Can I count them even though I don't fucking know them? I don't know what they're doing with their kids. But you look at their cars, you look at all this stuff, you know they make a little bit of money, so can I count them? If I want to be an ass about it. But I won't count them and say, again, not many. How many are financially capable of providing a good quality life in a safe neighborhood for a wife and children without anyone else's financial contribution? Here's the biggest loaded bullshit question possibly in this. Because when you say a safe neighborhood, again, if we both, because it's going to take both to come together and make our neighborhood safe, well, shit, we could all do that. And then to provide a good quality life, what the fuck is good quality life? Is that automatic luxury? Or is that simply you eat, you go to school, you are decent, you are clothed properly, is it the basics? We say good quality life. Because if you immediately mean luxury, that's where a lot of the bullshit comes into play. That because everybody's grading luxury like on this and that. That's. But the safe neighborhood part, again, this is why this question specifically is probably the most loaded, because that absolutely would take two. How many of them are mentally and emotionally stable enough to provide sound emotional support and guidance to their wives and children? This is also somewhat loaded, but I understand. The reason I say it's somewhat loaded is because I personally think that when you're married, I think you should get married damn near right out of high school and start your plan then. And that's for the typical person, not everybody. Mainly most people, with your exceptions. But comes with that, I believe you're supposed to have counsel from the other married people around you. If the community of people were married-minded, family first, all this stuff she's listing off would be fucking easy. Well, when I say easy, obviously you're going to have your hiccups and problems. But by default, you're going to have all this stuff that's there. That you can go about it in a much easier way. By the way, for anybody who's trying to say I'm making excuses, I'm already but so far I'm admitting that, yeah, collectively it might be something wrong with us. How many consistently on a daily basis participate in the raising of their children? Again, do you know how many factors go into this? Do you know how many factors go into this? This goes into your second reply to me. Talking about getting laws that benefit black men and black women, which I'm against. Just make laws that don't fuck with people, and that should be good enough. But are you willing to get rid of family court? No, because there's something wrong with us, right? What are you going to do to work with a group of people when you believe there's something collectively wrong with them? So to this, which is why I brought up family court, there's different variables there. Some of those variables are you. This is the problem with just being finger pointing and smart asses to each other. It gets nowhere. How many mentor young men in their community? The ones who do that pretty much are just family. So, no, a few. But again, talk about associates. I don't know. I don't know what they do when they leave the gym. I don't know what they do when they leave work. I don't know. How many are advocates? A fucking what? You got to be an advocate for something not to be wrong with you? Remember, that's the question. You have to be an advocate for something not to be wrong with you. I don't understand that particular question. How many are focused on starting hospitals? Bro, really? We're going to put hospitals here? Fucking hospitals? All right. Corporations, banks. Actually, that law is this part right here. Okay, corporations. You're talking about somebody in any race that's not that's the super minority. Like, come on, yo. Banks. That's why are we specifically listing a bank? We still got to go by the federal money, the dollar. Why are we listing banks? Do y'all even what do y'all come up with to judge us based on? See, this is that shit where we talk about good men. Y'all list for men that, remember, I'm just going to give her a benefit of the doubt of good men, which is a step above just something not being wrong with you, to make her case a little bit better. Look at your list for just something what a good man is. So of course, if he ain't a good man, you might as well as get a fucking Pookie. At least you can have some fun. Shit. Banks, hospitals, corporations. Fuck. And again, you know to me with the laws, I'm a United States citizen. That's where I believe the law should lay. Period. Not for blacks, not for women, not for gays, not for people that want to cut their kids' dicks off. I think it should be just for Americans. Essentially, how many are about the business of being grown, responsible men? Opening the, come on, man. Don't lump all of that into just being a responsible man. Stop. Fucking stop. Owning a business is not defaultly into being a grown, responsible adult. Taking care of your basic shit is a grown, responsible adult. Fuck. I'm not expecting you to respond to me, but to ask yourself, if I'm gonna read all that, why the fuck would I not respond? You wanted me to read all that and be in my feelings? Because again, everybody who responded as if I'm a pro-black man type of person. This is another problem with just shooting off at the mouth and not actually trying to have the conversation. No, I didn't even address the flip side of what the black male collective is doing with their time. I don't even understand what the fuck that means. You mean the ones that are that isn't something wrong with them? I thought all this was that. Like, please elaborate, please. NK 215 responds to her and said, "Don't bother. All they do is deflect, argue, and make excuses. Every other racist man has built something except black men." Like what? See, this is the part where you de facto make people have to defend the group of people you're talking about. What has the other races built over us? And you said all. You said all. What have they all individually built? What have the Mexicans built? Boats to get over here? What have the Asians built besides that fucking wall? What have they built in America? Is their income up? Yes. Wanna know why? Because Sushi is fucking the dude who looks like that but is making their kids read books all fucking day. Again, you keep talking about building, but are you willing to put fun aside to build? If we put some lame ass dude in front of you, but who's going to help you raise the kid with our backing because we chose him, are you going to have a kid and family with that guy? No, because something's wrong with all of us, right? So by default, you're off the hook. Man Karma replies to him and says, when a black man is rich, they buy chunky diamond necklaces, rings on their teeth, have babies all over the place, have girlfriends all over the country, shop lavishly. When in Indian, Arabs, Chinese, other people of color, they invest, buy hotel chains, media, corporations, buy businesses, open businesses all over the country, invest in their own communities and their own people. That's why they are so successful. Black people. Okay, Man Karma. You know, I'm about to steal y'all shit. You know how we say we like natural women, but we like the fake ass chick? Okay. Y'all say y'all want the guys who are just going to invest and invest and invest, but who always got the women in their car? The ones that shop lavishly? You fucking right. And how the fuck do you know what Arabs in China, how they... So how about you go find the black people who sell their weave and buy from them then? Or is it convenient for you to just go up the street to the Chinese place? How about you go to and eat out at black-owned restaurants? Or is it convenient for you to just to go to the one you've been drooling over the whole time? Y'all are so full of shit. All of you who do this are full of shit. He replies to 215 replies back, all facts and all their blatant disrespect for black women really force a lot of us to really look at them. I mean, okay if you want to compare us to others, but let's not compare y'all to others. There is no comparison. Not even close. Not even close at all? At all? No billionaires, no millionaires, no business owners like y'all keep saying, no degrees, no fucking trade skills, none. All right, I stand corrected, I guess. Refugee of Thought says, you don't need a percentage to see what's happening, but keep being delusional. Stop acting like you don't see thugs daily killing each other. Over 1,200 black women dead already this year. Black kids dying, and it's not black women going around doing it. How the fuck do you know? And then you don't want stats, but you did give me a number. Funny. You don't like stats, but you did give me a number to support you. Again, you just assumed I'm delusional because I asked a question. And you say, don't act like I see thugs daily killing each other. Again, if most of the children are being bred by, a small portion of men, why couldn't it be the same way with the thugs and the killing and the violence? Why couldn't it be? I'm not saying it is, but that's why I asked the question and didn't pretend like I fucking knew all of this, unlike you all. God damn, 215, go to bed. He says, no needs a percentage. Stevie Wonder can see the black community, but he needs a percentage to see that black men have destroyed the black community. Give him a percentage. Q Leslie. How cute. I just graduated, sweetie, and I'm going into the corporate world. And your dusty self? Okay, here's my thing. Before I got kicked off Twitter, I saw a lot of young, fresh out of college black women posting about going right into like the corporate world or right into the field of that she went to school for. And again, I also want to have those numbers. What the job, the places they're going to, what is the quota needed for them not to get penalized? And what is the numbers of minorities they have working there? Lamar responds to Leslie and says, I mean, where are the good women loving and supporting their man through the struggle? Before you answer, please understand love is not a feel-good emotion. That is called infatuation. Love is action. It's an agreement that is kept regardless of highs and lows. It is unconditional. Okay, now that is delusional to think that somebody is going to be there unconditionally. And today. Now I'm not saying that's what he was saying, but if you are going by unconditional, trust me that you are delusional. Because nobody's sticking around through anything. Especially today. Miss MSS responds to Lamar. Men need God first. Women can play every role in your life. I've met a lot of play therapists, black women who get with these men and try to heal them and end up broken. Take your brokenness to the cross first. Y'all need God before a woman even needs to come into the picture for a healthy whole relationship. Okay, it doesn't sound like she was being like an asshole about anything, but her answer does kind of put a little bit of a wrench in the other women who were being smartasses, their response. Because if she's met a lot, like you all say, you met a lot of women trying to just fix a guy instead of getting with the guy who already has the family thing in place. I mean, that kind of destroys the idea of something wrong with the majority. So get with the ones, get with the minority. How about that? Get with the minority. Unless there's some other problems that you're all referring to that you don't mention ever. So that explains the 1,000 black women that die each year and the 90,000 that went missing in 2020. See, this is why y'all deserve to be shit on. Who is she responding to? Oh, the black man died for black. Okay. Again, now we're going off, like way off topic right now. But again, you want to talk about going missing and being dying and all that. Again, if we tell you, all right, fine, we'll protect you, but we gonna control shit, or you want to go for that? Again, for the 1 millionth time, stop bringing this shit up, this whole protecting you, if you're not willing to comply with the rules of people who you want to protect you. There's not an insurance company in the world who will say, I'll protect you, I'll give you a reimbursement, do what you want. Nobody does that ever. So all those comments I'm going to just skip over. Nick, God damn it. The last one says, he's responding to her. He says, okay, so we are just going to say all the deaths are from black men. I don't know the health reason didn't exist. Health reason didn't exist. You also have to consider that most black people in general are unhealthy and eat garbage. Also, it was 2020 where people were dying from COVID or whatever it is. People like you only want to cause chaos instead of making the problem better. You and the red pill guys are the same. All bitter because someone broke your little heart. All right, that was the last one. Okay, here's the thing. Now, his last comment was somewhat similar to mine, but as I'm reading through this, I just came to the conclusion of, look, maybe everybody that's having this conversation are essentially people that nobody wants and just everybody's just bitching. Because that's the only way this makes sense. It only makes sense that people routinely go back and forth with each other just to cuss each other out, just to make fun of each other, saying that they're a problem, they're the reason nobody does this. This has to be just a massive amount of people who are unwanted by the people they want. I can't come up. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to, whatever. This doesn't make any other sense. This doesn't make sense in any other way to me. I can't make sense of any other way this possibly be the case. Now, let's read the one she has pinned. He says, I hate to admit it, but I felt the same around other black men for a while. Keeping most at a distance if I don't know them too well. Just like women should deal with black men in general too, with something to lose. I know my bros with good jobs and families are less likely to do risky shit when out. Everybody stay safe. Thank you for being honest. Some of these men will have you thinking you're crazy. Matter of fact, let me go to her page here. Oh, I actually react. No wonder she popped up. Okay. I reacted to one of her shorts. Oh, that was another one of hers? Nah. Well, Glendon Cameron is the type of man they claim we should trust. And then I guess she puts high value. Who the fuck said trust high value men? Who said trust that? Again, this is kind of de facto making me defend Kevin Samuels because I don't watch all of his content, but I don't believe he ever said just outright trust somebody. That doesn't even sound like it. Well, whatever. Maybe he did. I don't know. Misogyny and drag. Nikita Dragon didn't dish the toxic masculinity. Yeah, I'm not looking through. I just wanted to see if maybe she put her face in the video, but it looks like she did. And the only reason I wanted to, that and also something else, but the only reason I even cared about if she put her face in it is because people are in her comment section just repeating her without even like thinking twice. But anyway, y'all let me know what I guess what your opinions of it are. I'm out. Be right, not positive.